Hello, I'm Daniel DuVall, and this is an introduction to rock art studies in the Dominican Republic. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, really sorry I couldn't be there, and I also hope that I haven't tried to put too many slides into my 20-minute slot. The motifs center and left may represent Taíno shaman inhaling hallucinogenic jojoba powder through the nose. Your map showing location of the Dominican Republic. Red stars indicate areas where I have worked documenting rock art. Here's a map by Samuel Wilson showing the track of migrations, presumed migrations, in order to populate the island. Columbus assigned one priest, Fray Ramon Panay, in 1493 or 1494, the job of recording the beliefs and ways of the Taíno. Panay's original document was lost, but eventually resurfaced in a mangled condition and was reassembled by José Juan Jarón. Unfortunately, it consists of only about 40 pages. In this brief and possibly unreliable ethnography, Panay relates that the Taíno believed that the sun and the moon had emerged from the cave during the creation, that the Taíno people themselves were originally confined to caves until released by a hero figure, that the island had a cave that took in nourishment and another that defecated, that the souls of the dead resided in caves somehow linked to the flights of bats, and that the Taíno painted and carved in caves. In 1854, Robert Schomburg reported rock art in the area now known as El Palmier, about 35 kilometers west of Santo Domingo. Subsequent reports were made by Pinart in the 1880s, Alberti Bosch in 1912, Boeri de Moya in 1955, and then by a host of researchers such as Dato Pagan, Morban, Vega, Balos, and others in the 70s. Most of these were published in the Bulletin del Museo de Hombre Dominicano in Santo Domingo. The panel above is from the cave Schomburg rediscovered. Current researchers include Domingo Abreu, pictured lower right, who published a weekly newspaper column for years called País Bajo Tierra about the caves and rock art of the country, and is the head government speleologist. Glenis Tavares, Gabriel Atilis, and Adolfo Lopez are rock art researchers associated with the Museo del Hombre. Alain Gilbert, who is an independent worker like myself and who I work with extensively, is a French speleologist who has explored, mapped, and recorded the rock art in more than 500 caves in the DR. Some examples of publications about rock art in the DR. Upper left is Spelunca, French caving journal. This is a current map published by the Department of the Environment showing known cave locations. The little orange horseshoes that indicate cave sites may be hard to see, but there are a lot of them. In our experience, nearly half of the caves in the country have some kind of rock art. This chart shows the numbers of rock art sites in the DR, cited in published reports and organized by province. In this article, Gabriel Atilis, who works under the Department of Culture, estimates that this total of 453 might represent 1/3 of the total in existence. This winter alone, with the help of Rafael Agramante, Gilbert and I, in an unprecedented run of luck, located 65 previously unreported cave entrances, of which 16 contained rock art, in an area less than 3 square kilometers. We measured over 10 kilometers of passageway. Agramante, in his youth, dealt in black market pesticides and had located many caves in which to hide the contraband. After serving a short jail term for this crime, he lives in part by foraging root crops in the bush, and so is still finding caves and is still as happy to show them to us. This is an excerpt from a database that's maintained by the Department of the Environment. There are a total of 356 caves counted in this edition, of which 311 have rock art, which I suspect reflects a sampling bias in favor of decorated caves. The Department of the Environment has somehow estimated the existence of 48,000 caves in the country, although this includes offshore marine caves and caves sealed below ground with no usable entrances. This is the page from the database that I'm compiling, and it's still a work in progress. Welcome suggestions. Its best features may be, to this point, that it has GPS coordinates for all 140 caves that I have listed, and the fact that it prints on letter-sized paper. One of the biggest obstacles to creating a cohesive database in the DR is in coordinating the working methods of the various investigators and government departments. Glenis Tavares of the Museo del Hombre is trying to do that right now with the help of Raxo Fernandez from Grupo Cubano de Investigaciones del Arte Rupestre, who is perhaps in the room right now and maybe could answer a question or two. My database also broaches the question of whether or not precise locations of rock art sites should be published or how these data should be shared. A map showing illustration showing a finished map by Elan.